All right, let's talk about Rosie. Let's talk about Rosinante. So I have just gotten back from the first two treasure cups, store treasure cups. And this is the deck I took. This list is exactly what I took, and it's what I've been practicing a lot. I've got a lot of reps on it, and I've sort of settled on playing it for the regional next week. So I thought, what better time to get some practice than the treasure cups? And let me tell you, this deck is fucking rage baiting me, bro. It's actually rage baiting me. I have never seen a deck with 12 searches grief me this badly. It has so much consistency on paper, and yet sometimes you just see exactly the opposite of what you want to see. It's mind-boggling. And now that might just mean I need to shuffle better. But on the other hand, I don't know. I had a lot of confidence, and now I've been knocked down a peg. I did do well, but I didn't win. And not to sound, like I'm just complaining, but I want to talk about why and what happened. So I do think that this deck is very good, and it has a lot of good matchups, especially into the meta. It has mostly favorable matchups, I would say. And I think the only decks that are really tough are not super meta. Like Purple Doffy is, I would say, Rogue, and Blue Purple Sanji, I would say, is in between sort of Rogue and meta. So you're not likely to see multiple of either of them on a day. You'd be pretty unlucky if you saw more than one of either. So I wasn't too worried about that. And, Sanji you can counter at least. Like, we're running 3 Virgos now, so you can just, stick the Virgo and it'll be fine. But there is a shortcoming, and that is when you start looking into the non-meta decks. So the first Treasure Cup, I played Rosinante. In round 2, I matched into a green Zoro, and let me tell you, that matchup is completely and utterly miserable. It is possible to play through the Tashigis that rest your main forms of defense, swing at them, restand and swing at leader. That also negates you from using leader effect, or else you're taking 2 life that turn instead of 1. It's possible to play through the Tashigis. What it's not possible to play through is 4-cost Zoro that restands itself, because this deck has no true removal. That's sticking on field the entire game. There's nothing you can do about it. The leader double attack, potentially triple attack, is threatening you the entire game. And 6-cost Law is the main problem. They search for the 6-cost Law, they bounce the Searcher, they play the Tashigi, swing, whatever, rest your blocker, and then DMG to close or restand event to close. So that matchup is really tough. I got bodied. A couple weeks ago, I also got bodied by a Carrot, also an off-meta green deck. That matchup feels unplayable because they keep your entire board rested. Today, the Treasure Cup, my only loss was to a red-green Luffy. I got absolutely bodied. I did get quite unlucky with my searches, but genuinely, I don't think it would matter. I have never seen a deck have a 7k body get Gamma Knifed and then save it, barely using any cards in hand. Crazy. So crazy. But like, obviously that deck is not super meta, but into stuff like Rosinante, it just cooks. It absolutely cooks. I'm getting rage baited by off meta green decks. I don't know what to do. I will still take this deck to regionals. Because I think what it is it'll be better at regionals than at local events, because you're less likely to see these random green decks that just absolutely buddy you up and fry you, bro. Yeah, so that's my Crashout done. That's the Heart Pirates TCG Crashout Part 2. That's all you're gonna hear from me in terms of the Crashout. And now we're gonna finish up the ranting with some gameplay. Hopefully not into any off-meta green decks. Let's jump into the ranked ladder. Quick disclaimer before we get into the gameplay. I'm just gonna chuck in one video from the recording that I did last night after I got home very late from my previous Treasure Cup. So the audio for that one's a little bit quiet because I'm speaking into the microphone like this. But then all the games after that will be from today. Now this hand I'm actually inclined to keep, because although we don't have 4-cost, we do have an early Sugar and 2 Rosie Laws. So going first, we can easily spam out some Rosie Laws on turn 3 and 4. And, Sugar can get us some value early. It's better just to keep this hand than risk a worse one, I reckon, because it absolutely can get worse. And after my Treasure Cup today, I don't want to mess with fate anymore. Alright, so we're just going to swing 6 and then play another Searcher. He counters, that is A-okay. We only find a Searcher Lore, that is a bit unfortunate, but that's fine. We can still find, you know, 8-cost Lore. A-okay with that, so he's going to play a Saturn. Search a Never Existed, which means he's probably just going to... Oh, he cycles the Never Existed. Okay, that is interesting. Now, if I was playing a blue deck or something to that effect, I might consider just hard playing the Virgo here, but against Emu, we can't really kill any of our stuff other than minusing it with Nasjuro. We're A-okay just to go ahead and play here. Now, that was a mistake. I should have swung 6, but that's okay. We get the 8-cost Lore. And the reason I should have swung 6 is because I'm going to play this, and I'm going to get a Don back and then hover it for no reason. So we should swing 6 and then search afterwards. Swings 5. If he plays a Nasjuro, it's only at 5k, so we're not really that worried. I'm fine to just free block this. And he's just going to play another Saturn. Yeah, it's only once the Nasjuro is 7k that you start to be a little bit worried. So he searched another Nasjuro. So that's the second Nasjuro. Goes to just trash the Nasjuro. That's fine. And we're happy to just take a 7 here. Alright, so what can we do here? I think we are just going to be playing another one now. We can just start taxing the hand. We can go 5. We go 5, 5, 8. Or we can go 5, 6, 8 if we don't want to hover anything. So what I might do... Swing 5 first. Hopefully he's not hovering Garp event. That would be unfortunate. And now, based on what we draw, we can decide if we want to swing or not. Now, interestingly, we draw this. Next turn, we're going to 9 Don. And because he didn't use Garp event there, I'm thinking he doesn't have it. So I am just going to swing another 5. And then I'm going to swing an 8. And he's going to give me his entire hand to keep this alive. But I am still going to search, I think. Alright, now we can grab 2k Lore, but I think we have to grab our 7-cost Lore, especially since I've gone down to 3 copies of the 7-cost Lore, because it was just really breaking up my hand quite a lot, and quite often as well. Alright, he's going to swing a 7, so we're just going to take the free block. We're still not really scared of Nasjuro. He's going to clear my Lore. That's probably a misplay. I don't really care about having the Lore. If you're scared about the swing, you know, that's one thing, but I'm just going to take this, go to 2 because we're healing next turn. And he plays a Mars with no effect. Very good. Very good, very good. All right. So we can probably just clear the board here. We can swing another 5. But more importantly, we can swing 6 first, not overcommit our Don, because these guys are about to get buffed up anyway. So we're just going to swing a 6. And then we're going to swing another 6. He's going to give that to us. Excellent. We're going to trash the Virgo. It's too late to play the Virgo. Play this out, buff our board. Now we can swing a... It's not really point in not swinging 6 because he doesn't have a 1k he's shown us. Or a 2k, sorry. We're just going to start with another 6. And then we can get 2 big swings off to follow that for some huge pressure. He grabs another Jupiter. That is A-okay. We're going to swing 9 and then another 9. Yeah, he blocks there, so we'll put him to 2. And our board is looking pretty good. Pretty good. We're in a pretty good spot. Now it's just time to see if Emu can claw his way back with the 5 Elders. Alright, the first Elders have hit the board. Let's see if he decides to just go face, or if he tries to clear a Rosie. He's going to try to clear a Rosie. I think I am just going to use leader ability here. Because he's not going to swing another 9. He's not going to want to tap all his Don. So the swing can only be smaller. And if he does go the same number, then he's tapping all his Don. We're A-okay with that. Oh no, because he just hit 19 on the dot, so he is not tapping all his Don. Unfortunately, we only have 2Ks here, so I'm going to give 2-2. Now, we do have Uso Hachi. But what I'm thinking is we just get our board as big as possible. Unfortunately, we don't have another heal lore here, which is kind of rough. Thinking I just want my board as big as possible here. I definitely want to play this, but I also really want to play this. It's a bit awkward. We could always play the Virgo, to be honest. We could just go Virgo into 7 lore. I think that's not bad. And then we just swing 6, 9, 9, 9. But then we also have no blockers. I think I am going to try Virgo into 7 lore. I think that's not bad. And then we get the Don for the 2k. I love you as well. So that we can get back a 8-cost lore from Trash and potentially survive another turn. He is going to give us the whole hand and then a blocker probably. Yep. We are fine with that. We don't have to deal with too many swings this turn. But the 8k swings are a little scary is the problem. We could maybe bait him into going all in. But there's no reason for him to ever do that. I would like to keep the Usohachis to potentially actually just go for game next turn. I think there's a real consideration that we could. So I'm just going to take this. Alright, he's going to swing again. I am going to use the event for this one. Let's see. I honestly think even if we heal next turn, we're in a bit of a rough spot. But we could just leave 3 blockers active, so I am going to take it. I almost took that. That would have been bad. 8. He can go 7 onto 6. We are a little bit worried here. 4, 3. He can go 13. If this is a brick, we actually just died at 13. But if he goes... Yeah, I think I have to counter this, unfortunately. I think we are just going for game next turn. We have a lot of swings and we can rest both the blockers. So I think we are just going for game next turn. Yeah, it's amazing how quickly the board gets very scary. Alright, it's time to check events as well. Is that 3 never existed it's in Trash, or is it 4? 1, 2, 3, only 3? He reveals a 1k, that's fine. Goes 7. Kind of want to take this. I can get out of 9, so I'm going to take this. Alright, 8 is a little annoying, because that means we only get to use 1 Usohachi. But he also only has 1 event, which is nice. So I'm going to start with my smallest swing. I'm just going to swing a 7. See if he wants to give me the blocker immediately. He's going to counter out. Okay, so we do get to play the Usohachi. Now, what's our maths? We've got 7 Don. 8. We can go 7 because 7 is basically the same. Importantly, we need to hit basically 4 swings. Alright, so let's start with a 7, because 7 is basically the same as 8. If we assume he has the last never existed, which is entirely possible. But he also just gave us 2k, 1k for a 7, so I'm inclined to swing another 7. Okay, so he does have the last never existed. So there's no reason not to swing base 8 here, obviously, because he has 1 card in hand. Now, we should also check the amount of 2Ks he has in Trash. Probably should have done that at the start of the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can assume he has about 5 more in deck and probably at least 1 in hand at this point. So let's see. 9 is guaranteed if he takes it. We can't go 11-11, but we can go 10-10, which is damn near guaranteed. If he had a 2k in his last hand and his 2 life was 2ks as well, hey, fair play to bro. Fair play to bro. He's just that good. All right, and there you have it. Rosie can beat the Meta Menace going first. Okay, our first rank game is against the blue-yellow Nami, and I was just saying I'd like a little bit more practice against this leader because I feel like I think I'm happy to keep this. I feel like I'm pretty confident into this leader when I see a good hand, but I need to practice like grinding out the matchup when I don't see the best, you know, first couple turns and have to play from behind. That's what I really need practice here. But like honestly, this hand is quite good. We have the lore, we have the sugar, hopefully to search the 6-drop. And we should be good from there. I say that, I'm suffering PTSD after the Treasure Cup today, where I searched 3 times, Sugar, Rosinante for a 6-drop lore and didn't find one, and then I immediately bottom-decked 2 of them in my lore search. So I'm a little bit on edge. But that's going to happen sometimes. And there was a game against Nami in the Treasure Cup where I also bottom-decked a lot of 6-drops. But, you know, we grinded out the match. I think I resolved 8-drop lore 5 times thanks to the event getting it back. I just realized my sound for the sim is off. Let me turn that back on. And we grinded that out, and I actually got back to the bottom of the deck again after sending all the Rosinante and laws to the bottom. All right. So he did actually use the Hiyori. I don't know what that could be. He's maybe just setting up a Kiku for next turn, but I don't think that's correct. I think I'm actually going to grab the Virgo here. Not so much because I need the protection, but... Okay, he just set up a searcher. Interesting. Guess he's just trying to filter through his deck. Maybe he has a lot of counter. So I'm just going to play the promo lore. I'd love to play the rip lore, but there's no situation in which you want to go to... you know, back to 1 Don. And because we didn't find the 6-drop lore, well, we can still search again for the 6-drop lore. Okay, we didn't find the 6-drop lore. It's a little bit rough. It's just a little bit rough. Now I am considering just hard playing the rip lore, and I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to take another searcher to try and find lore next turn. And I'm just going to hard play the rip lore. So we get a Nami and a girl promo. That's very good. Still doesn't have a Don in his leader, importantly, so we can get 2 swings off here if we want to. I think we should. Tax as many cards as we can. So we get a life and 3 cards out of hand that turn. That's very good. Means we are going to lose the sugar this turn. But that's a-okay, because we have another one. And he still has to commit a swing to it. He's not put a Don on the Nami. That's very interesting. I'm inclined to defend this just so he doesn't get a draw from life, and I think I will. Not a draw from life, a draw from deck from us taking... the Jozu. Yep, okay. Jozu, sure. We could... I think I'm still searching here to find a Rosie lore. Alright, thank God. It took a couple searches, but we have found the Rosie lore. Which means we're going to do the same thing. We're going to swing 5 and then 6 and just tax the hand even more. Gives us another Jozu. We don't get a searcher, so we are just going to swing 6. And we have successfully put a huge amount of pressure on this Nami, forcing her to take a curve without... Because she didn't have the girl, like, this would have been way harder if she had the girl promo on too. Because she would have been a 7k leader every turn. But the fact that she didn't, and she's had to go 4 into 6... means that we've put a huge amount of pressure on because she doesn't have the Don on her leader, allowing her to go to 7. Alright, she's got Nico Robin for this turn, so we can assume she wants to put a Don on leader and then play the Robin. So she's going to go back to 2 Don next turn and be a 7k leader, but that's fine. So she's probably going to want to swing 6 at the sugar. I'll block 6 at the sugar again, and then maybe 7 here, in which case I could consider taking a life. That's interesting. I definitely would have played the Robin this turn. I don't know what... Unless you're setting up like 0 cost event, I don't see the reason for doing that. Like, what could possibly be better than just playing the Robin this turn? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's probably not the right play. But we'll see. We'll see what he's planning. Alright, he's planning to get something for Jozu. Fair enough. Doesn't swing at the sugar. I really don't have a lot of counter in my hand. I think I actually have to save this. I'm going to give a law. And then I might just leader ability to protect it. But he should swing at the sugar here. Yep. Make sure you get rid of the sugar. And I'm just going to give leader ability to protect this. Now we do have a Gamma Knife, so I can guarantee clear. 6. And then I could just double play. I think I'm going to put him to 0 so he can't Robin. I'm going to minus the Jozu, swing at the Jozu. I don't think I actually need to summon Heal Law. So I'm just going to play this. Just to get a bigger swing off. Get 2/2Ks from his hand, because once again he has no Don on leader. He does go to 0, and he stacked a red rock. That's interesting. Interesting. So now he can't play the Robin, because he's on 0. Only way to heal it will be the 8-cost Gecko if they are running that. Because I don't think this deck is running Kuma anymore. Grabs a 2k. He already revealed a baby 5, didn't he? No. So we know he's got at least 2k, two 2ks in his hand. Okay, just to play the Jozu again. Interesting, okay. I have a lot of cards in my hand. This is getting a little scary. Doesn't attach the Don, so keeping a counter event open, I suppose. We have to heal next turn. I'll take this one. Goes to 8 cards. Give a 2k. Then I should counter this as well. I'm valuing life over hand size right now to play around Pudding. Now, he could just swing 14 because he doesn't have a Don on leader, but because he's hovered this one, he obviously has some kind of event. I'm thinking we just swing. Just swing 7, 7, and heal 1. Ah, yes, the unblockable event, of course. They usually only run that as a 1 of, that's fine. Swing another 7, get 2 cards out of hand. 2 2Ks, excellent. It's way too late to play Virgo, so we're gonna get rid of the Virgo. I kind of want to break the Jozu loop, but he's already played 2, so I'm gonna assume there's not another one coming. Because I think there was 1 in trash. There's 2 in trash, there you go. So there's no more Jozu. I should have checked before I did that just to make sure. Yep, and there he goes. All right. That was an interesting one. Let's get into the next one. All right. For our last game here, we have got a blue-purple Luffy. So I've actually been giving blue-purple Luffy first, funnily enough, because I think it means they have to high roll harder to actually stand a chance. Whereas if they go second, they just have to ramp twice. If they go first, they actually have to see the triple ramp, which is honestly quite hard. Alright, he's got the Otama, so he has an actual decent chance of seeing it. We're just opening with an not Otama, Sugar Search here. What do we got for next turn? I'm actually considering taking the Virgo here. Because it protects from Mihawk, it protects from, you know, Red Rock Gravity Blade, all that kind of stuff. And it actually helps us challenge board later on. But I think it's too slow going second. I think if you're going first, you can take it, but it's too slow going second. Like, going first, you can play it on 7 plus another 4 drop. That's a little annoying. I think I'm fine trashing a heal lord this early. And then he'll just go 8 at it, that's fine. So we're just swinging 7, asking for a 2k, and then playing a 6k beater. Now, the risk about playing this card is if they have the It's to Die For, they are double ramping. Okay, this guy's fuck all. What the hell? This guy's nothing. This guy's trying to race me, bro. Swing 6. Honestly, if we hit Riplaw here, I would consider just playing that, but we don't. But that's fine. Did he give me a 2k? He did, so there's no point swinging 7. We're just swinging another 6. Takes it, bro. This guy's hand is bricked. This guy has all his fucking top end in his hand. Alright, he stacked his play for next turn. Just take the free block. But we can put a huge amount of pressure on this turn, right? Because he can't use Gum Gum Giant. He can't use Gum Gum Giant. He has to, or else he's fucked. He has to use the gear. So we swing 9 instead of 10. He takes it. He takes it. What are we doing? Swing 6, 12? There's no point playing anything if we can tax his entire hand, right? Yeah. Oh, he is using the giant, bro. This guy's cooked. This guy's so cooked. Oh my god. That is the blue-purple Luffy special. Alright, we're not ending it there. We have to run another one, bro. That was atrocious. Alright, we've got our last game against an ace. I'm going to keep this, and I'm going to hopefully search a 4-drop. No 4-drop. We do have 6-drop. Oh, I played against an emu that I won because he only had 4 elders, so that was bad for viewing. And I played against a boa that I lost because I misplayed, so that was bad for viewing. So we're playing another, and here we are with no 4-drop lore. And we are also whiffing our sugar search. That feels excellent. Excellent. Feels excellent. At least she is a blocker. We just read her as a 2-drop blocker who's going to block leader swing this turn. Never mind. She's not even going to do that. She's going to be absolutely useless. Alright, what are we doing here? At least we have that. There's no point swinging at this because he just trashes it anyway. Alright, I'm just swinging 6, playing this. Unless he searched the Jozu. Did he search the Jozu? He got I am Whitebeard. Oh, he's Izo whiffed. Alright, fair enough that I whiffed then. Didn't search the Jozu, and he's on the Vista, which means he might be on less Jozu. I think I'm going to risk it. If he has the Jozu, oh well, it is what it is. Block this, because if he has the Jozu, that's a misplay. No, he has the Vista, okay. I'd rather, dude, give me Vista any day of the week instead of fucking Jozu. Alright, now that he hasn't played Jozu, he's not going to play it next turn, so I'm going to rip. We rip a 2k and a 1k, that's pretty good. I'm going to swing 6-8 because he has no dominant leader this turn, so we can really up the aggression. So we're going to get a card and then probably take a life and he doesn't get the draw. Which feels really nice. Yeah, there's no way we're giving 2 cards there, and then we get to play another 4-6 blocker. So Vista's swinging us for 10. So I'm inclined to just take the 8 and then block out of the 10. Not using leader ability. Now, if we search, what's it called? Gamma Knife here, we are laughing. Of course, we do not. So we take the Usohachi. And now we are just hard pressuring face. Very hard pressuring face. Alright, it's too late for Virgo. Play the big law. We can go 6. We can go 8. which he's not going to want to block, because then I'm just going to swing everything at face if he does that. Oh, actually, I can't really swing everything at face, but I can swing a 9 at face if he blocks this. If he doesn't block this, then I'm swinging 7 at face. Really? You reckon you can kill me next turn? There's no way you can kill me next turn, right? He has to hit this. So, like, what? Attach 3, swing 11? Which I can even counter out of, but, like, let's be safe. He swings 11, right? He's got 7 left. Best he can do is 12, which I can get out of if I get a single 1k from life. So I'm just going to swing. Put him on 0 this early. He's not going for game. Probably shouldn't take this. I just give 2/2. So then we can heal again next turn. I'm fine to take 1. Plays the Marco. Do we not just have game here? Usohachi. 2 cards. 2 more cards. Yeah, we just have game here. Yeah, it's like perfect lethal. Even if all these cards are 2Ks. Alright, there you go. There's some Rosinante, some post-Crashout Rosinante gameplay. Unfortunately, we didn't get the run back against any random off-meta green decks, but honestly, for my sanity, it's probably better. Catch me at the next Treasure Cup, probably playing Sanji. Still taking Rosinante to regionals, but yeah, probably playing Sanji at the next Treasure Cup. And my next videos will either be, you know, regionals, Sanji Treasure Cup, or we're going to start looking at OP15. We've got Brooke, Moria, and Rebecca, or the Moria into Rebecca into Brooke combo that we haven't seen since that was around, since the Lucci days. All right, thanks for tuning in, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Ciao, ciao.